What's up, everybody? Welcome into The Grind, your inside look at Raging Cajun baseball, sponsored by Service Chevrolet Cadillac. It's time to take a look back. Louisiana is in the midst of a 5-game win streak. That's their longest of the season. It started with a sweep last weekend over Arkansas State in conference play with 2 lopsided victories and a walk-off squeeze bunt by Joe Robbins to seal the series sweep. Reliever Wyatt Marks was great, as was the rest of the Cajun pitching. Marks currently ranks first in the country in strikeouts per 9 innings, whip, and hits allowed per 9 innings. The Cajuns then went to Uptown New Orleans Tuesday night and got a 1-0 victory over the Tulane Green Wave in an interesting game. The Cajuns got their run in the top of the first as the Tulane pitcher walked 4 consecutive batters. Then he faced the minimum the rest of the way. But the Cajun pitching did the job, holding the Tulane Green Wave to a shutout while letting 14 base runners remain on base for the Wave. In the win against Tulane, Cajun fans also got to see the much-anticipated debut of JUCO transfer pitcher Colton Schmidt. Now, Schmidt was expected to compete for a starting job on the weekends before the season started, but an injury set him back. In his debut, the lefty looked good. He pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowing only 2 hits, a walk, and he struck out 4. Louisiana won their 5th game in a row Wednesday night, beating Southeastern at home by the score of 9-2 behind 14 hits, half of which went for extra bases. Redshirt freshman Jacob Norman, a Carenco product, had his best and longest outing of the season on the mound. He replaced Jack Burke, who felt a little tightness early in the game. Norman came on, got the win, his first of his career. It's time for Grinder of the Week. A big key to the Cajuns' recent uptick offensively has been a couple of moderations to the batting lineup. Zach LaFleur from Turlings has come into the 9-hole for the most part. Brent Conrad has moved from the top of the lineup to the 7-hole for some games. And Brad Anchak at shortstop has been batting second. And the senior from Canada is our Grinder of the Week. Anchak's recent surge at the plate has opened up the lineup for the Cajuns. The senior from Canada in his last 10 games has 13 hits, 6 of them extra base hits, and in the field of play, he's been reliable and consistent at shortstop. He is our Grinder of the Week. It's time to take a look ahead. Louisiana is 2 games into a 10-game trek over a 13-day period, with 8 of those 10 games being on the road, including the next 4. This weekend, the Cajuns travel to the capital of Arkansas to face off against conference foe Little Rock. The Trojans sport a 13-24 record on the season, but do have a winning record at home. Little Rock is 6-9 in the Sun Belt this year. They have 3 batters batting .300 or better, led by senior outfielder Hunter Owens, who bats .369 with 6 homers on the season. A bit top-heavy on offense. As a team, the Trojans are batting .222. In the pitching department, Little Rock has a solid Friday night starter in Corey Malcolm. The senior from Indiana sports a 2.58 ERA in nearly 60 innings of work. Little Rock's team ERA is 4.63. All 3 contests in Little Rock against the Trojans can be heard on News Talk 96.5 KPEL with a 6 o'clock broadcast time on Friday, 2 o'clock first pitch, 1:30 pregame Saturday, 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock first pitch on Sunday. Next Tuesday, Louisiana travels to Sugar Land, Texas for a matchup against the Texas Longhorns, who are 2-1 against Sun Belt Conference teams this year and 25-15 overall. Wednesday, Louisiana returns home for a huge midweek contest against McNeese State, who they defeated earlier this season, but the Cowboys currently sit at 17 in RPI. Both of those contests will begin at 6 with a 5:30 pregame, and both can be heard on ESPN 1420 and ESPN1420.com. That'll do it for this week's edition of The Grind, your inside look at Raging Cajun baseball, sponsored by Service Chevrolet Cadillac.